Warning: sensitive content.
On Friday, April 8th, 2022, our most benevolent Supreme Master Jing Hai once again graciously took time from her intensive meditation retreat for the world to speak with Supreme Master television team members concerning the war in Ukraine. After Master kindly answered a question on the topic, the team also shared some good news that they have collected.
Master, where would such a soul like Putin's go after he dies?
I told you before, he goes to hell, no?
Yes, Master, but is there any other way for him?
Yeah, there is. If he stops the war, I will interfere with heaven, and maybe they won't destroy him.
Wow.
Yeah, but he has to repent, and he has to withdraw his troops immediately.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Maybe it's also not just him,
Yes, Master.
the gangs around.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
The most scary is the flatterer people, the ones who love to fat butt him. Yeah, it means make him feel big
Yeah.
Yes.
from the butt on. Yeah, so I say fat butt people. Okay, maybe they just try to make him happy.
Yes, Master.
Nothing to do. Just like in every country, there are always some people who talk sweet.
Right.
But in Vietnam, we say sweet honey kills the flies. Because the fly people would be attracted to it and get stuck in there and die.
Right.
Yes.
The honey is sticky, no?
Yes.
If he falls in there, he would never get out.
Right.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
It will stick on him everywhere, and especially on his wings.
Yes.
Yes.
Understand.
So tender, so delicate, and if the honey on it, then he's doomed.
Yeah.
Finito.
Oh.
Right.
Such a soul who kills so many beings, even though it might be also influenced by his nearby people
Yes, Master.
Yes.
who always like to flatter him instead of telling him the truth, either afraid to lose their position, lose his favor, or just a habit,
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Master.
selling their words for fame and gain, comfort. I just think also it's not only him.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
There are people around him who try to push it. Or maybe they have an interest with the weapons makers,
Yes.
or business with weapons, or connection
Yes,
Yeah.
Master.
somehow with other business. So they like to flatter him. Sometimes, just a casual conversation, they put salt and pepper and honey and stuff in there and make it a different food. And Putin is not going anywhere, even though maybe he has some evil in him, but not so bad. But then these people, they blow it up.
Oh, yes, Master.
Yeah, and the ego of the man,
Yes.
Yes.
they say, how can you let that happen? Right next to our border, and that guy does this, does that, you know?
Oh, yes, Master.
Yes.
Yeah, for example, like that. Because I don't see that President Zelensky did anything to him.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And he really wanted to assassinate him. Hiring all these assassinating professionals from other countries and all that.
Yes, Master.
Yeah.
Yes.
They wanted to kill him many times. They escaped. Thank God for that. Now, in that case, I do feel sorry even for everyone.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Yeah, even I hate it. It's like a love-hate relationship.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I love humans. Anyone in the form of humans, I love.
Oh.
I cannot believe anyone in the form of a human would do any wicked thing.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Up to now, I still don't believe it. I just feel it's like a nightmare or something.
Yes, Master.
Yeah.
But it's too real, too real. It's not a nightmare. And today, even President Zelensky announced another city that they are just trying to clean up now. He say it's worse than Bucha. I say more horrible than Bucha. Imagine that.
Yes, Master.
Yes,
It's
Master.
terrible.
And for Bucha alone, the UN already kicked Russia out of the Human Rights Council.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
I mean, the majority of the vote.
Yes.
Master.
Just for Bucha, the UN already kicked Russia out of the Human Rights Council because they violated human rights
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
elsewhere and everywhere. Huh? How can you be in the Security Council of Human Rights when you don't have any respect for human rights at all?
That's right.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you even do things against it.
Yes,
Right.
Master.
It's hypocritical.
Oh,
Yes.
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 So the UN did some right things for a change. They should have done it long time ago. When Putin, for no reason, just annexed Crimea like that.
Yes.
Yes.
And then since then, Ukraine has never really truly had peace. It's always something boiling. After Crimea, terrible. Whoever is behind this war really will go to the deepest possible hell. Even though Putin made mistakes, he should realize it now and stop the war. Just declare ceasefire and then go home as soon as possible to avoid killing his own people,
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
to avoid killing also the innocent people in Ukraine.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
So both sides will benefit.
Right.
And then at the moment, he's out of the Human Rights Council, but he can come back again. They are just suspending it.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Maybe not permanent, to see how he will react first. But this is not the only council. If he continues, maybe he'll be kicked out altogether.
Yes.
And China is not supporting them that much anymore.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
They try to sell to China cheap, deeply cut, deeply reduced price oil, but China refused. Imagine that.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
Wow.
Supposed to be best friends.
Yeah.
And now don't buy oil or gas from Russia, even though it's cut to very cheap, reduced to very cheap already.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
They still refuse. So this is something.
Yes.
That is something to show Putin that he should stop for all sake,
Yes, Master.
Right.
for his people as well, for God's sake. That maybe I can try to find a way. If he stops the war, I can help him.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
But he must stop. The sooner the better.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
When it's too late, I cannot either. Because the sin will be too great.
Yes, Master.
Yes, understand.
Russia saying it's not killed civilians deliberately in Ukraine. What do you want to say about that?
Населення. Що ви можете сказати на це? Який меседж ви хочете їм дати?
Мене чоловік навіть не служив у армії.
My husband wasn't a soldier. He'd never held a gun. He was a peaceful man. They took him from our home in his slippers, asked him to take his shirt off, made him kneel on the ground and killed him.
Це не люди. Це звірі. Я хочу, щоб весь світ знав.
I wanted the whole world to know that the Russians are killers. They're not human. They're killing women, children, civilians.
I could not. I am only allowed to do so much.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Just like you can only be allowed to eat so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or like even a person who is in need of blood transfusion,
Yes.
you are only allowed to give him so much.
Right.
Yes.
Drop by drop, eh?
Yes.
Yes.
And only how many liters?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
If he stops the war now, I can. Otherwise, his soul will be scattered all over if he has one.
Oh.
But sometimes some ghosts, some devils don't have souls, but they exist already. So they can continue to exist. And then they won't have to die. But if some have an essence, have a soul, and committed to terrible sin, the soul can be like you are grinding something into powder.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Originally like a piece of almond, yeah, it's whole and hard. But you can grind it into small portions or powder and then scatter it all over. Then it won't be an almond anymore.
Oh.
Even though the almond texture is still there.
Yes.
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 In the wind, different universe.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Can never be patched up together again. That is the destroying of one entity.
Oh. Wow.
Can never patch it up together again.
Wow.
Because in effect, you cannot destroy a soul completely, but you can grind and scatter it like that.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, and when you grind an almond and you scatter it all over, you can never pick them up a little bit at a time and patch it back to make it become like an almond again.
True.
Yes,
True.
Master.
Not possible. And for the soul, it's even worse.
Oh.
More impossible.
Yes,
Master.
It's like that. So if Putin doesn't stop the war, doesn't repent, it's going to be destroyed forever. And don't think that I say that without feeling sorry. Anything destroyed hurts me a lot.
Yes, Master.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Hurts my feeling. Goes against my nature.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
Even if that entity deserves it or not. I never liked it.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
I don't enjoy even punishing those zealous demons that we caught. But if I let them loose, they're going to harm more humans.
Yes, yes, Master.
There would be more war, more famines, more pandemics,
Yes, Master.
more killing in private as well, in groups as well. They will go around whispering nothingness into the ears of humans and make them do bad things.
Right.
Or push their soul somehow and possess their body and do bad things. Nothing good comes out of them.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Nothing good for anyone. Even though I feel sorry for them, but I still have to lock them in.
Yes,
Yes, I
Master.
understand, Master.
But to scatter the soul in the whole universe, I won't do it. But the council will do it. That I cannot stop.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
To that extent, nobody can stop. Nobody can stop the process of destroying that essence of that being, that terrible being.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Sometimes some evil beings look terrible and all that, but their hearts are not all that bad.
Yes.
The essence, not so. It's just habit or being coerced to do it or being influenced or poisoned.
Yes.
Yes.
So in that case, we just lock them in, but we don't destroy.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
But in the case like Putin, he just went into somebody's country who has done no harm to him and mess up with their affairs to take their lands and to kill thousands like that for nothing.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Yes, Master.
And even deluding the soldiers to do it, like barbarous beasts.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Then it's very difficult to stop the council. Very difficult. Because it would be not fair to everyone else,
Yes, Master. Yes.
to other people who he harmed, who he killed, who he maimed or crippled in any way. It will not be fair to them.
Yes, Master.
Master.
And as the responsible beings in the universe, either you pay or you have to let that person pay.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
But when the karma is too big, beyond payment, then no master can do it. No, none.
Oh.
Even God Almighty cannot.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
understand.
There's a limit to something, everything.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Anything else?
Yes, some good news. Pink Floyd, the British rock band, has released a song in support of Ukraine, and they called the track Hey, Hey, Rise Up, and it features the vocals of a popular Ukrainian band, Boombox. This was Pink Floyd's first song since 1994, and all proceeds will go towards humanitarian efforts for Ukraine.
Wonderful. It's good that somebody did something. I think the whole world is helping now. It's very rare somebody doesn't help.
Yes, Master.
Very rare, just a couple of countries. But even China helped already, so I don't know where will Putin go. I don't know if he has any friends anymore after this.
True.
Right.
Because decent people, morally high, or even middle moral people with just some little moral, they will see this is wrong.
Yes, that's right.
Only Putin didn't see it. Maybe he doesn't know even. Maybe they don't brief him rightly.
Yes, Master.
Maybe they were flattering him before and incited him to go there to do this evil work for them to profit.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And then don't report to him correctly. I just hope so. I'm always thinking positive about other people. In that case, if he stops the war now, if he even hears me at all, stops the war now, I can save him.
Yes, Master.
Even if very difficult for me, I will suffer a lot, but I will save him. But if he doesn't stop the war and he waits until he lost everything and he came back home, then he will have nothing left. Not even his soul will be there.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
He will be really destroyed. He won't exist anymore. Yeah. It's not the first time that this punishment will be measured out for one being.
Oh.
Not the first time. Hitler has been like that.
Oh.
But it's all delusional.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
yes.
All these people, they have also some badness in them. Most humans have some badness in them.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
And then if it puffs up the ego and the devils are surrounding and talk this and that and surrounding people tell him this and that, it becomes worse. If he's just an ordinary person, like maybe driving taxi before, he would have been luckier.
Ah, true.
Yeah.
He would have slept better, eat well, whatever. His wife cooks for him and then have a family and normal life, contented. Even if he did something bad, it's not so devastating like this.
Ah, that's true.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Or because of the gang also. And the karma of humans, of course. And the devils around still, of course. Even just some percent and they can still wreak havoc like this.
That's true.
Yes, Master.
Okay, tell me.
Australia sends armored vehicles to Ukraine. They have sent off the first 3 of 20 armored military trucks it's gifting to Ukraine, following a request from Ukrainian President Zelensky last week.
Yeah.
So the heavily fortified Bushmaster vehicles will be used to transport soldiers and civilians in the war zone, but they won't be used for offensive attacks. So that's good.
And they have their weapons, transport, but they transport weapons with them also, no?
That's true.
Yeah.
Not just for civilians, no?
These will carry the soldiers to the...
Yeah, but the soldiers will have things with them.
Yes, Master.
Okay, good. So, okay. Yeah, I heard that several countries will be giving it to them. But they owe it to Ukraine.
Yes, Master.
Yeah. I'm not thanking them for anything. They should have done it earlier.
That's right.
Yes.
But it was America who delayed everybody.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Give them just some flimsy javelin or whatever. Not. But still, the Ukrainians, they were smart and they were motivated because of their homeland, because of their freedom-loving nature.
Yes, Master.
Right.
No matter how long it took, women or men heroes, they found a way.
Yes,
True.
Master.
Because the will is something. The strong will is driving the whole body and mind and spirit and action and thinking and speaking, everything. It's the willpower of humans. When it's awakened, especially for some noble purpose, then it is stronger than any mighty force on earth.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Yes, Master.
The Russians may be stronger than them, be able to kill their children, their wives, whatever, but that will make the Ukrainians more strong,
Yes, that's
Yes.
right.
more determined to fight until their last breath.
Indeed.
Yes.
That's true.
But this the Russians don't have. The Russians don't have this spirit. They just go there because, oh, okay, I have to go, I must. And they rather not. Many are not fighting now. Many refuse to fight outright,
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
even at the battlefield, not just in Russia alone. And that's why Putin has to recruit many foreign countries from Syria and all that.
Yes.
Yes.
But even these people, they're not motivated. They went in just for a job.
Right.
Yes.
So that's why you can see, even though the Ukrainians are outnumbered and outgunned and out of modern equipment number, but they're winning.
Yes, Master.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And all the people are killed there because the Russians came and caught them by surprise and killed the civilians, because the civilians, they cannot defend.
Right,
Yes.
Master.
Yes.
They're unarmed. That's the only time they can kill the civilians, or they bomb them in their building or in their hideout, and so they just die. But they don't kill the Ukrainian soldiers that way. It is the opposite.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Just that they sneak around in the small, defenseless village or houses of the innocent people and kill them.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Yes, Master.
That's the highest form of cowardice. But the thing is, maybe they also don't know. They went to the houses to the people, and according to all the news I read, the old woman say they came and say, "We are from Russia. We came to liberate you." Yeah, and I always say like that because some of them believe it that way.
Oh, right.
Yes.
And then what kind of liberation? Drag her husband out and kill him in front of her, just like that. Many instances, it's the same.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, even an old man, and don't let him run. So the Ukrainian people, even if they fight until the last breath, they will continue. You can see that even women, young people, and people who have not been trained in the army, they're all volunteer. They're all willing to go out to sacrifice their lives for their country.
Yes, Master.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
So I don't think Russia ever can conquer them.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
That's why Putin has to cheat his soldiers, has to deceive his soldiers, saying you go there to kill the fascists and liberate the Ukrainians. They went to people's houses and said, "Where are the fascists?" And the woman didn't understand. They went inside and dragged the husband out and killed him.
Oh, wow.
And say to them that we kill the fascists, we liberate you. Imagine, these are poor people, poor soldiers, conscripts from Russia.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
They were still so deluded because they had been fed with all these fake news from state-backed news agencies and television and all that. They don't allow any foreigners to broadcast anything, except a little bit in the beginning, and then they'll kick them out. They're all kicked out already, you know?
Yes.
Oh, God. I guess if all the soldiers knew the motive of the war in Ukraine, they would never go anywhere.
Right.
Yes.
And a lot of them, the UN says that about 40,000 Russian soldiers are either prisoner, wounded, disappear, or captured, or surrender as well. All that. About 40,000 together.
Yes, Master.
That's like 1/3 of what Putin sent there already before.
Yes,
Master.
Yes.
When you lost 1/3 of your army, the morale is very low then.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
The soldiers who are still alive will not have that high morale. They already did not have. And now even worse.
Yes, Master.
The reason Ukraine wins is because they have morale, they have principles, they have goals, they have a noble motive.
Yes.
What kind of resistance are you witnessing from Ukrainians?
Fierce resistance. You see resiliency. Many of these people are not trained. They are lawyers. They are shoemakers. One is a museum director, and all these people say that they are scared, but they say they refuse to be slaves to Russia, and they're taking up arms, whether they're fearful or not, so that they will not have to sit under Russian rule. It's great resilience.
We have stronger morale and spirit because we're at home.
They know what they fight for. They fight even if they know they might die, but they know their motive.
Yes.
They fight for their people, for their children, for their wives, for their parents, for their people.
Yes,
Master.
I wish it's not like that. But their noble, selfless, sacrificial spirit is awesome.
Yes, Master.
They will win.
Hey.
At least that's what I wish. At least that would be fair.
Yes, Master.
I have also a couple of good news for you. For example, many countries now recognize Bucha like a genocide. They are speaking out.
Yes, Master.
And either speaking out in newspaper or speaking out directly to the Russian people, hoping they will hear. Like UK, Boris Johnson, he spoke to the Russian people to tell them all the truth about what happened. He said similar to what others say. The government lied to them, and your leader is now being accused of war crimes. And I hope the Russian people will listen and believe. But it's not that easy because under communism, the control is very strict.
Yes.
And people are also used to obedience and listening to their own media only.
If you're a viewer of Russian state TV, that is your main source of information, what do you believe that's happening in Ukraine right now?
They're presenting it like the Ukrainians want them there. They want to be liberated. They have been oppressed by this so-called Nazi government, and they welcome Russia's intervention. They have no respect for our reporters risking their lives because they claim they're only there to create a picture that is good for Ukraine and bad for Russia.
She watches so much Russian propaganda, I asked her if she ever found herself believing it.
No. If I didn't know any better, this would almost be believable because the way they keep harping on it as many times as they're repeating it, and also the fact that they say it with such conviction, with a straight face, they're telling such appalling lies that I could see how some people would buy into it, and that is really scary.
Путин такого не мог сделать. Напасть на Украину, тем более. Зачем нападать, если там наши жители живут? Наши все там, Украина, Белоруссия.
Но это же произошло. Почему?
Почему?
Случилось?
Не знаю, по новостям другое говорят. Я не слышу, что Путин ввел войска специально для войны.
Very difficult, but I hope some people will wake up. Also, it's the influence of the devils as well.
Yes, Master.
Of the zealous demons. The president of the Council of the EU suggested that they should offer asylum to accept the Russians who deserted their country during this war.
If you don't want to be a criminal, drop your arms, stop fighting, leave the battlefield. And I know, dear colleagues, dear members of the parliament, some of you have suggested granting asylum for these Russian soldiers who disobey Russian orders.
Yeah, they should, otherwise they have nowhere to go.
Yes.
They cannot go to other countries except their own, maybe next door, Georgia and something like that.
Yes.
Or like communist friendly or Russia friendly.
Yes.
Some nearby only, but then it's almost similar to being in Russia.
Yes.
So if the EU allows them to come, that will be wonderful for them. Many people would go there. Yeah?
Yes.
And it would be also good to enrich the workforce for the EU.
Right.
Now they even have to plant their own vegetables already because Ukraine supplies a lot of farm produce to all Europe, Africa, and as far as even China.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
And many other countries in Asia, they supply them wheat.
Yes.
And many people worry on both sides. The clients worry they don't have food, and the distributors worry they cannot give food to them.
Yes.
Because Russia, they control the Black Sea.
Yes.
And the Black Sea is where many of the imported products also come into Ukraine.
Right.
So if they're not coming, then the Ukrainian people are also short of a lot of things.
Yeah.
And if their produce cannot go out to be distributed to other countries or other organizations, then also the world becomes hungry.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, they worry already that the war in Ukraine may lead to starvation in many parts of the world. And before, Finland or Sweden didn't want to join NATO.
Yes.
And now NATO welcomes them. Maybe they expressed the willingness to join NATO. But it's the same. Ukraine begged to join NATO. Why not say welcome to Ukraine? Isn't that funny?
Yes, Master.
Who are you afraid of?
Yeah.
Huh? Why? You promised Ukraine long before Sweden and Finland even.
That's right.
And you just welcome the other two countries and then deny Ukraine. When Ukraine needed your muscle to help in the time of great need, great emergency.
Yes, Master.
Oh, I'm really fed up to talk about him anymore. I told you they should just go home. It's so ugly, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. My God. And to call them a leader of NATO or whatever. Oh, my God. Give me a break. Oh. I don't know why NATO still needs some excuses. Russia's war will starve millions of people in Europe at least. And they don't have food and all that stuff. And many supplies are not there anymore because they cannot get in through Ukraine or from Ukraine or by Ukraine or into Ukraine. So that is a big disturbance. It's also life and death matter for European people when they have no food.
Right, yes, Master.
normal people, poor people, will not know where to buy food. And that is a kind of war already.
Yes, Master.
Right.
That's an invasion already. I don't know what NATO is waiting for.
Yeah.
Either whatever you do with weapons or no weapons, you're killing people anyway.
Right.
So if that is not war, then what is it?
True, Master.
That's right.
Yeah, it's intended to cause discomfort, unpeacefulness, disharmony, and starvation. Then that is also a big war, no?
Yes, Master.
And NATO is still waiting till all his people die, or Russia will come to invade them. Then they will tell us any more logic. If they still can open their mouths, or they're already dead from starvation. But maybe not, because they're leaders. They always have things to eat or to wear. They don't need anything much.
Yes, Master.
Only the ordinary people will suffer. Same in Russia. Sanctions will make people suffer. So many businesses have been closed by foreigners and natives as well. So many people will be out of jobs.
Yes, Master.
A lot. Numerous people will be out of jobs in Russia and Ukraine and other countries related as well. You starve them, you deprive them of their necessities. So that's a big war already, to me.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
So I don't know why NATO is so stupid. Or maybe deliberate, because also working like evil. They don't care. They don't care how many people die.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like Stalin,
Yes.
long time ago, killed just like that 22,000 people for nothing, no reason. Or Hitler killed a lot of Jews like that. Or like Mao Zedong long time ago, Mao Zedong.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
He wanted to do some project or something.
Yes.
There was maybe during the war or not. And his people, comrades, told him, but this will kill a lot of people. Like Mao Zedong did not care that half of the Chinese population, half of his countrymen would die of starvation, because he uttered something like, we have a lot of people.
Yes, Master.
China has a lot of people. I read it somewhere before, but I don't know if we can find this evidence on the news. It's just such news, you can find or not.
67年，汪登信问毛泽东，文化大革命这2年到底死了多少人？毛泽东说2000万吧，然后他说2000万算什么？我们一个福建省就有7000万，中国历代皇帝没有一个人敢讲出这样一个对人民彻底无情的话，没有。
They say people will die, and Mao Zedong said, but we have millions of people, something like that. I mean, we have a lot of people, yeah? So it doesn't matter if some of them die. Oh my God. I never forget that sentence. I read it and it stuck in my head, like it struck me in my heart.
Yes, Master.
How can you look at humans' lives, millions or even tens of thousands, like ants or insect people or mosquito people, so no value, nothing like that.
Yes, Master.
If communism mentality is like that, I'm never for communism. I declare this outright right now. And Stalin, he forced the deportation of millions of people to such a remote and forgotten corner of Russia, and also was responsible for countless of deaths.
Yes.
These two are the pillar of communism. They were the kind of founder, inventor of communism, and ruling two such big, vast countries as big leaders, and couldn't care less about how many people died. They just want power, that's it. And now Putin does the same, bombing everywhere to kill civilians.
Every Russian atrocity could be recorded, and as the Kremlin's finding out, every illegal order potentially intercepted and exposed.
Машина проехала, не увидели там машины или техника, и 2 человека с рощи по гражданке.
Да валите всех нахуй там, ебаный в рот, блядь.
Я понял. Тут
Чего
вся деревня в гражданке.
Своёбы, блядь. Едет гражданская нахуй, в расход, сука, всех.
Intentionally targeting civilians, something Russia categorically denies is a war crime. Kremlin blames Ukrainian forces for the devastation and the bloodshed. but hours of audio recordings said to be of Russian soldiers communicating with their commanders and released by the Ukrainian security services seem to tell a very different story. One of civilian areas laid to waste by Russian forces on purpose.
Вот и везде, блядь. По западу, нахуй, по населенным пунктам прямо, хуярь, блядь, понял, нет?
Так и делаю.
Ебани туда нахуй побольше, блядь, чтобы сравнять это два села, блядь.
Today there was another news. They bombed a train station and even had written on the bomb for children.
Yes.
And they bombed and killed at least 50 people and hundreds wounded over there also.
Yes, they did.
And then don't care, just kill so many people, so kill anywhere and destroy everything in their wake. They kill just civilians because they are so incapable of defeating the Ukrainian army. This is a shame. Or maybe it's just a pattern. It looks like a pattern of the communist leaders. Just killing people and don't care, treat them like insect people, like harmful insect people or something.
Yes, Minister.
And insulting them before killing them, according to all the news I read. If communism is like that, I would never want to have anything to do with it. I am definitely for free world.
Yes, Master.
I'm for humanity. If communism propagates this kind of inhumane practice of butchering, of murderous kind of policy, win at all costs, no care for who dies and how many die, then please just stay away from communism. I stay away. So many invasions, so many deaths, so much sorrow, suffering in so many different countries already. And this is the 21st century. And still, just walk inside people's country and then kill everyone like that. Children, elderly, women, men, don't even care who. Just kill like that.
Yes, it's horrendous.
This is barbarous, beyond barbarous. It's like a pattern. Why other countries don't do that? Only the countries that belong to communism do that.
Yes.
I'm risking myself to say this, of course. But you have to say it. I'm scared.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Master.
How come they don't respect humans' life or anything? No matter if one person dies, that's one person, one human.
Yes.
Her life is precious.
Right.
Yes.
And you just kill them. It doesn't matter how many. Don't care. Just like Putin right now, just go into any city and kill all the people like that. And damages all the buildings. You know, in Mariupol, they say that 90% are damaged. 90% is destroyed. Imagine how long it takes to build that, rebuild again, and people's lives.
Yes.
You cannot rebuild all the people's lives and the love and energy and the harmony within that country anymore. It's not the same.
Yes.
It takes long time to heal that, to rebuild that peaceful energy. It's not easy as to build another house.
Right.
Yes, Master.
Even to build simple houses with the material things from bricks and cement only, it takes so long, huh?
Yes.
And to build such a peaceful, harmonious, loving and hardworking energy like for the Ukrainian people in their country, it takes long time to heal.
Yes, Master.
That's right.
If we could even heal. Oh, and just there is nothing like that, just nothing like that. And how will people even trust any communist country anymore, huh? All this time, the world still trusted Russia, even though under Putin, they already messed up. They have up a lot of trouble in many countries already, and bite the body of the countries, of different nations already. And the world just kind of ignored it, tolerated it, and hoping that that's all there was. There was no more aggression, no more bullying, and no more killing. But now it happened again. 6 weeks already, continued killing. It seems like they want to eliminate the Ukrainian people. It's even printed like that in one of their newspapers in Russia. Like they should eliminate completely the Ukrainians. You know, even the Ukrainian language also should never exist anymore.
Wow.
They should eliminate the whole Ukrainian race as if it never existed on Earth.
That's actually been very prevalent in their state media lately, is claiming that Ukraine has no right to exist at all, and neither does the Ukrainian language or culture. It all needs to be uprooted.
Oh my God, I have never seen such evil anywhere else except in hell. So these people, like Putin, must be truly from hell. You don't have to believe in spiritual power or clairvoyance, nothing. You can see it with your own physical eyes.
Yes.
Yes.
Even children can understand and can see it. All right, I leave it all in the hands of the Lord. I'm doing my best. More I cannot do. Okay, I must go, my love. God bless, God love.
God bless, Master.
Master.
Take care, Master.
Most compassionate Master, your boundless care and love for all is deeply treasured. You have made us aware of the preciousness of life and the duty to safeguard it. Our prayers go out to all oppressed for their immediate liberation, as well as for those souls whose destiny depends on urgent repentance for their harmful actions that have been influenced by the negative forces. We wish for the immediate withdrawal of troops from gentle Ukraine and for peace to quickly be restored to our world. May Master always enjoy robust health and tranquility under the eternal protection of Goddess. To learn more of the good news, including how scientists can understand the role genetics play in disease, as well as to hear Master share what is the only cure for the root of all suffering, please tune in to Between Master and Disciples at a later date for the full broadcast of this conference. Also, for your reference, please check out the previous related flying news or Between Master and Disciples conferences such as Flying News, Treasure Others' Lives by Making Peace, Only Peacemakers Can Go to Heaven, Inspiring Good News in Support of Ukraine. Big powers did not keep their promise to Ukraine. The united spirit of the Ukrainian people shines before the world. Between Master and Disciples, governments worldwide must stand with Ukraine. Powerful countries must be courageous and help Ukraine. Heaven is aiding Ukraine in the war between good and evil. Supreme Master Jinghai's thoughts on the urgent situation in Ukraine. The world left Ukraine to fight alone.